Thank you for joining us back here at Tego Cyber's channel, everybody. We're sitting here again with Shannon, and today we want to talk about what really separates Tego Cyber's platform from the competition. Shannon, give us the 411.
Hey, Michael. So Tego was really founded to focus on what actionable threat intelligence means. And I would say kind of unfortunately, cyber threat intelligence has really become a commodity and sometimes an afterthought for large organizations. So at Tego, we really tried to figure out, how do you redefine actionable threat intelligence and how do we integrate that into security operations for large organizations to help them find threat actors faster and give them advanced warning of pending attacks. So if we look at threat intelligence, that can include things like domains, IP addresses, malware hashes of files, and other information that points to, a threat actor being within their environment. That information then gets placed on public blacklists. But the problem is that when that information is published on the blacklist, it's already too late. It's already been weaponized, and the cyber attackers move on. Just like in like the regular criminal arena, when criminals' car is identified, they switch to another one to avoid detection. Well, cyber criminals do the same thing with their IP addresses. They'll change the IP address to avoid being caught. But Tego, we're the first commercial solution that integrates into what we call the customer's data lake or their SIM platform, that security information event monitoring platform. First, of course, being Splunk. And then we cross-correlate all those threat indicators in real time, but not just looking forward, but looking backwards to see, if the organization has been exposed to threats when a particular item was weaponized. So a really good true example of this is the Black Cat ransomware group. So it's a known ransomware group that uses servers to compromise organizations. In early April, the FBI discovered some of the indicators of compromise for the Black Cat ransomware group, and they published a blacklist. So Tego Cyber added those IP addresses, malware hashes, and domains to our threat intelligence and pushed it out to our customers. Now, for a lot of organizations that have some sort of threat intelligence or getting like the big list of IP addresses, they'll say, I'm going to block this from going forward. And that means if those IP addresses try to connect to their, their systems in the future, they would be blocked. And that's really where other threat intelligence solutions stop. But Tego, on the other hand, we kicked off our correlation searches within our customer environments after we pushed out the indicators of compromise to them. And it turns out in one of our customer environments, about 3 weeks before the FBI published their advisory, one of the malicious IP addresses had been talking to about 5 servers within the customer's environment. The security operations team isolated those machines and kicked off an investigation. What they found was first stage ransomware on those 5 servers, as well as a communications beacon. For those that don't know what a communications beacon is, it's essentially a little program that runs on the servers that allows the threat actors to reconnect after they pivot to different IP addresses. So it essentially allows them to reestablish communication as they go from different points of their criminal infrastructure. But essentially with this customer environment, what they were able to do, because Tego identified the threat when it was malicious and weaponized, was that they were able to isolate, remove those machines from the network, clean them up, get the ransomware off, and stop a potential attack from happening. So essentially, thanks to Tego, this large enterprise stopped a large-scale ransomware attack from infecting their systems, which would cause, potential financial loss, data exfiltration, brand reputation loss, so all of the things that we see with, ransomware attacks. Because Tego was there and identified this, that organization was able to stop that from happening. So that's just in a nutshell, kind of some of the differentiators of Tego and what we do.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, I guess breaking it down in layman's terms, you could think of like the security at the door of a club or something, right? And it's like, here's a list of people that are not allowed in. But with other ones, sometimes those people have already gotten in before that list reached them. And you guys would say, hey, some of these people have already gotten in here and we should go get rid of them right now.
Exactly. Yeah, we're the bouncer walking the club, you could say.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, Shannon. Well, I think you did a great job of gleaning the insight for everybody from this. If anyone else has any other questions about it, please don't be afraid to ask. But for now, Shannon, thank you again so much for your time today.
Thanks, Michael.